I was sent a ResinCrete kit that we'll be using to create a few plates. This kit is for beginners like myself, so I'm really excited to dig in and see what we can make. And I would also like to thank JDiction for sending this kit to me and for sponsoring today's video. Let's take a look at the instructions on the back of the ResinCrete bag. There's really only a few steps to follow. We'll need to measure out the ResinCrete powder, add some water, mix, and then pour into the molds. After 30 minutes, the ResinCrete will set and that can be removed from the molds. So let's go ahead and measure out some ResinCrete powder. It's important to follow their measurements. For every 100 grams of ResinCrete powder, we'll need to add 30 to 35 grams of water. And that's the reason why my scale will come in handy. And if you're going to use a scale, make sure that you calibrate it first by setting the cup onto the scale and calibrate it to 0 so it will make it easy to calculate out the powder to water measurements. Also, a little tip for you is that if you don't happen to have a scale, don't worry. If you use their scoop, one full scoop of powder works out to be just about 25 grams of ResinCrete powder. I used room temperature bottled water, although I'm not sure if that really makes a difference. And here I'm using the spatula to mix it until you have a yogurt-like consistency. As you mix, make sure you scrape all the powder from the bottom and keep mixing into the water until the mixture starts to thin out. I also want to mention that I ended up adding 5 grams more water for a total of 35 grams of water to my 100 grams of powder to get that yogurt-like consistency. I'm working fast here because I want to make sure the mixture doesn't start to harden before I get the chance to set it into the mold, but you should have at least 5 to 10 minutes before you need to pour the mixture into the mold. Now comes the magic. Before pouring the mixture into the mold, we're going to add a few drops of paint into the mixture. You could use what is included in the kit, but since I'm a glam girl, I'm going to opt for some silver metallic paint. This is just acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree. The more veining you want for your marble finish, the more drops of paint you'll want to add, but don't go overboard. And the key to the marbling effect is after you add the drops of paint, don't mix the paint in too much. I'm literally stirring in only a few times and then we're ready to pour the mixture into the mold. When pouring in the mixture, you can use your spatula to get all the mixture into the mold. And as you pour the mixture in, you should already be able to see the marbling of the paint we added. Once you have all the mixture poured into the mold, you'll want to tap the sides of the mold gently to make sure there's an even distribution of the mixture. The tapping will also help to get rid of any air bubbles. After that, you just need to set it aside for 30 minutes. And now we're ready to demold our first piece. See how easy the silicone mold separates, and I can already see the veining. The silicone mold also had some ribbing, which has transferred beautifully to our leaf plate. The entire plate has a plaster-like finish that is perfectly smooth like porcelain, and the edges of the plate is scalloped perfectly with no rough edges. And here's a second piece I made. For this one, I added metallic gold paint. And this time I added a few extra drops because I felt the first piece, although pretty, could have used some additional darker veins for a greater contrast against the white. This mold is shaped with a deep inset for the stem, and it looks like I broke off the stem by mistake. But no worries, I'll use a little Fix-All to glue that back, and no one would be the wiser as you'll see later. Just take a look at how pretty this plate is. The veins look incredible and so natural, and they carry to the sides of the plate and to the bottom as well. You'll notice that I'm not using gloves. That's because I discovered that the ResinCrete is made of pure mineral extract, so no worries about any chemicals. In fact, this is a craft that I plan to do with my 11-year-old niece, who, like her aunt, loves to craft. Once again, this plate has come out beautifully. I can't get over how porcelain smooth the plate surface is, and the marble veining looks absolutely amazing. And because I only did a rough stir after adding the paint, the veining appears randomly and carries over to the edges, the sides, and the bottom of the plate so naturally. For this plate, I do have some unevenness along the edges towards the bottom of the plate that I'm gently removing with my fingers. The excess just crumbles off very easily. I'm also using the sandpaper the kit came with to smooth out the edges. A gentle rub against the rough edges is all that is required, and immediately you'll see and feel how smooth the edge has become. And with that said, here are the final pieces. I think these plates or dishes make beautiful gifts for a friend or family member. The veining on each piece looks so natural and beautiful. They were so easy and quick to make with the resin crate, and really the possibilities are endless what designs and other pieces you can come up with. And here I have placed some jewelry pieces on each dish, and you'll notice for the larger plate, I added some crystal doorknobs to the bottom to raise the plate off the table surface. I then added a glass tea light holder to the center and then stacked a smaller marble plate on top. We now have our two-tier tray that would look perfect in a bathroom or vanity table. I'm so happy with the results and very impressed with how easy and quick it was to achieve these results. This kit can also be used to make fridge magnets, decorations to hang on a tree or doorknob, and other fun and pretty embellishments. You can also paint directly on them or use the colored pigments the kit came with. The possibilities are endless.